Muy buenas, queridos amantes, aventuras, soy Nimucha y estamos en un nuevo capítulo de Dragon Age Inquisition. Estamos como siempre con Kira. Vámonos, antes de nada, ya sé que tenemos aquí una fecha de misiones, ¿vale? Como... Ah, mira, aquí ya no está la pregunta. Antes había una pregunta, ¿te acuerdas? Ya no está. No sé por qué, pero bueno, como para avisarte. Teníamos aquí unos cuantos, no sé por qué.
Ah, ve ahí porque es para entregar lo de los
Bueno, lo primero, tenemos que hacerlo de Barry. Vamos antes de nada, paso por paso. Vamos antes de nada a la mesa de guerra. Vamos a la mesa de guerra porque nos van a pedir X cosas. Porque no tengo nada. Porque aquí no aparece ni Morgan ni nada, ¿verdad? Ah, pues sí, sí que está aquí. Antes de hablar con ella, voy a ir a la mesa de guerra. Antes de hablar con nadie, porque va a salir. Y después hablamos tranquilo con todo el mundo.
Reunir al consejo.
A ver lo que nos dicen. Ahí estamos.
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Toma ya.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
Ah, hola.
Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those forgotten woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
¿Qué ha pasado?
This is an illuvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed.
Esto lo vemos desde el 1, tío. Esta pregunta está desde el 1.
But another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
Eso.
This belonged to my people.
I found
Porque no quiere-
legends of
Porque
an
me va a dar el
elven
cuello.
temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Me encanta que las vestimentas son exactamente iguales que las del 1, ¿eh?
Exactamente iguales. Se las han mantenido iguales. Pero calcadas, ¿eh?
Me gusta que Morrigan se ve cómoda con eso.
Se ha quitado el vestido enseguida, ¿eh?
Sí, sí, sí.
Los árboles estos redondos me encantan, tío. Están chulísimos. Esto sale en el tráiler, en un tráiler de Dragon Age Inquisition. Penudo spoiler, pero claro, nosotros no sabíamos lo que estábamos viendo. Pero está en un tráiler. Y pecha de espejos. Hay por todos lados, ¿eh?
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost.
Ahí hay uno, hay uno, hay uno. Todos esos son Eluvian. Pero parece que no funcionan.
I call it the crossroads. A
Ah, mira,
place where
te lo
all
explica ella.
Illuvians join, wherever they
Ya de
might
esta
be.
parte me acuerdo poquísimo.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a respite with the man I loved. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
¡Ostras, eh!
Can be
¡Hostia!
opened from this side.
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened
A lo mejor
only
podríamos haber hablado
from
con
beyond.
Morrigan antes de esto, pero
Opened
bueno.
how?
No, pero después
Está
no
bien,
pasa
está
nada.
bien.
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
No,
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh. Like Corypheus wanted to do with the anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and
¿es un
soon.
pañuelito?
¡Ay, qué mona, Morria! Como yo nunca la he tenido así. ¡Qué mona! Ha hablado de su amor.
Y lo recuerda con cariño, ¿eh?
¿Pero lo quiere? Enamoró profundamente de él. Tuvo un hijo con él.
Eso es cierto.
Piénsalo. Con su mago de sangre. Ahora está desaparecido.
Es verdad que lo tienen en alta estima y es un puto mago de sangre, ¿eh? Bueno, ya que estamos aquí delante, vamos con Morrigan. Coño, lo tenemos aquí.
Ah,
el niño.
We'll want for nothing.
Por toda la cara del padre.
You're the Inquisitor. Mother never told me the Inquisitor was an elf.
That's not such a terrible thing, is it?
No, I just don't know why your people want to look like that.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on his
No vea.
hand, Mother?
Que...
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man.
No hubiese cambiado, ¿eh?
My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. His father helped raise Kieran for a time, but events have conspired to take him elsewhere. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently, this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Terrar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
Just don't hold anything back. We need every advantage.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
No sé lo que me pasa con Morrigan, que me gusta escucharla.
Oye, que estaba haciendo 20.000 cosas.
Coño, porque me picaba la nariz, porque tenía algo aquí en la uña, pero no pasa nada, escuchaba su voz con los cascos. Que tenía aquí algo en la uña. Pero es que me gusta escucharla, tío, de verdad me gusta.
Ostras.
She may even have left it sealed. A pity. You would have learned things that could make even an Orlesian blush. Now, was there anything else?
De la Inquisición.
Now that you've seen the Inquisition up close, what are your impressions?
'Tis remarkable what you have built.
De hecho, gracias que Leliana se la haya dado directamente a
Leliana
ella,
has built a network of spies beyond anything Thedas has seen. All this in precious little time, conjured from thin air through the power of fervor alone. I wonder if Corypheus suspected what he was enabling.
Hostia, qué arco más
just as I
bonito está ahí.
wonder what will become of all this once he is defeated.
We have to defeat him first, then I'll worry about what's next.
Should that happen, the world will lie at your feet, more or less. Beware the heights you reach, Inquisitor. When this is done, many will be eager to knock you back down.
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
¿Por qué desaparecieron?
I'd like to know more about you.
Ah, yes. Whence comes the mystery woman slinking her way into the Inquisition's ranks? Once I was an apostate, living well away from the banal influence of the Chantry in the Kukari wilds. Then came the Fifth Blight with its darkspawn, and I left Ferelden for the Empress's court. 'Tis certain the nobles of Orlais breathe a collective sigh of relief that I am now here.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
The Blight began in the Kukari wilds, so yes, I experienced it firsthand. Indeed, I fought at the hero of Ferelden's side for a time. He is the reason the Blight was defeated. We became close. Closer than I even thought possible. When I left, he pursued me.
Qué bonito, por
And
favor.
after that, I came to Orlais. The last place one would look for me, or such was my hope.
¿Eso lo dice por quién yo creo? ¿Esa frase? No es por el héroe.
No sé por qué.
¡No sé! La revivimos a empezar el 2.
¿Eh?
La revivimos a empezar el 2.
¡Ah! Vale.
Joder, la
It's odd
niña,
that
qué
an
torpe.
apostate could live
Gracias.
so openly.
It confuses those who expect apostates to cower and hide. I stand boldly before them and demand to know why I need some chantry mage to teach me to control my power. They would put me on a leash so they can feel
Perdón,
safer at
Spam.
night.
Últimamente no me hago tan
I'm
tío.
interested in their comfort. Naturally, it helps to have friends in high places.
The Orlesian court seems like an odd place to find someone like you.
That was the point, originally. I knew the Empress was intrigued by the arcane and that I could answer questions no chantry mage could. Thus, we fit together nicely. I became her advisor, and she my benefactor and source of refuge. Truth be told, our arrangement
¿Pero
would not have
referentes
lasted much
apóstata
longer.
también? Sí, ¿no?
Too many wagging tongues.
Ni
even
idea.
for Celine.
Creo que no es apóstata, porque se fue para hacer guardia gris.
¿Y la finasteria?
Ya no lo tengo ni puta idea.
Tell me more about your son.
He is a very special young man.
Special in what way?
In every way. At first, Kieran was a means to an end.
Un objeto.
As he grew, I never thought of
Tener
myself
alguien
as another
poderoso.
Inquisitor. I had no good example to follow. I find myself becoming something I can barely recognize.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Until next time, then.
Porque me gusta hablar con ella,
I was
tío.
pleased to learn you saved the Grey Wardens from their own self-destructive foolishness. For all their eagerness to shed blood for their cause, we will still need them should another blight arise.
¿Le gusta los guardias?
It's
Bueno.
fortunate
¿Cómo
my
no le va a
warden was not there.
Gracias, suerte que mi guardia
Mi
no era-
guardia.
In the middle of it.
Your warden?
You might know him as the hero of Ferelden. A lofty title, though he wears it well.
¿Estás casada? Coño.
I didn't see you as the type to settle down, Morrigan.
Me.
It is not so domestic as you picture, but even so, it has far outstripped my expectations.
Exacto.
My love is on a quest to combat
Oh.
the calling, the actual calling that signals the end of a warden's life. If he is successful, it will mean a long life for him, perhaps for them all. Once Corypheus
¿Qué
is ignited,
cojones?
I fully intend to join my love once more. Kieran misses him greatly.
Esto es increíble.
Yo lo sabía.
Esto es increíble.
Seems odd he went on an adventure and you stayed
¿Y
behind.
cómo habla de
We
él?
are neither of us so weak we would die of loneliness. Where he went, Kieran could not follow.
Mi
and thus
amor.
I remained behind to look after our son. We will be together again soon enough, and I am glad of it.
Ella apuesta por su matrimonio.
¡Coño,
Calling this
tío!
court. Is that actually possible?
Grand Enchanter Fiona was once a Grey Warden, but something removed the blight from her blood. Similarly, a warden mage named Avernus performed experiments that prolonged his life to unnatural lengths. So, we know it is possible. Indeed, 'twas I who found the lead my love now follows.
mi
from most
marido!
lands. Success is not guaranteed, of course, but he has never lacked for determination.
Esto es increíble. No me acordaba de esto.
The three of us, and it is little business of yours. But yes, I never thought to find someone in this world I could trust as an equal. He has been a good partner, and a good father. And now I pray we discuss something else, lest these honeyed words
Porque
make
estas
me
palabras no se me van a olvidar.
¡Dios!
Is there any way the hero of Ferelden could help us against Corypheus?
'Tis unlikely. Corypheus uses the blight, but he is not controlled by it like a true darkspawn. Still, my love has ever been resourceful. I can give the Inquisition a means to send him a message. He will think this means I miss him, of course. Oh, he will be insufferably pleased with himself. I hope you appreciate this sacrifice, Inquisitor.
¡Es increíble!
Me dice, se estará pagando mucho a sí mismo.
I imagine your forces will be heading into the Arbor Wilds.
Tío,
very
me,
soon. Trust
increíble.
me when I say that wherever the Alluvian is hidden, it is
Me ha
worth
encantado,
any effort to
tío.
prevent Corypheus
Y
from
cómo habla
falling.
de él, cómo...
I'd like to know more about you.
If you have questions, then ask.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Se la ve
Me ha
enamorada.
encantado,
Se la ve
tío.
enamorada y muy feliz.
Me ha encantado.
Yo sí lo sabía. Pone al héroe del Ferelden por las nubes.
Dios.
Mi héroe, mi guardia.
Me ha encantado.
Worship?
De verdad me ha encantado, tía. ¡No me acordaba! Joder, me han dejado con la boca abierta, tío. Pero con la boca
Siempre
abierta.
has cargado la partida con Morrigan
There
de
are
esposa.
spirits hovering by the veil to observe
Eh.
the thrones of powerful nations.
¿Qué quieres, Solas?
Machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Sharal, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
I'm pleased you had a good time.
Political gambits, broken promises, half-truths. It is a palace full of motivation, and motivation is where great things happen. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
¿Eh? ¿Por qué pone después de neutralizar a Briala?
Ah, no sé. No sé por qué pueden neutralizarla, la verdad.
My sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala.
No? Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Voy a preguntarle. Ya que le gusta que le pregunte.
Who do you have much in common with? Who are your people?
A good question. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them.
Interesante.
As for the elves of Orlais, I believe Briala is doing quite
no,
well
pero
on
si
their
no lo han
behalf.
matado, porque dice que lo está
She
defendiendo muy
is
bien.
an admirable woman.
She's done good work. Hopefully, with our help, she can help them even more.
Yes. However much I identify, or fail to identify, with her people, Briala's efforts have
Ah, su gente, no mi gente.
She organized resistance against a
Ha dicho
powerful
su
enemy,
gente.
using only her wits and the resources at hand. That demands respect, especially in a world where most would look at her and only see a pair of pointed ears.
Me ha gustado. Y no ha subido ni ha bajado nada. La verdad que me ha gustado.
Good afternoon.
I need to know more about Corypheus.
He has lost his army, and he has lost Orlais. That eliminates military or political means to rebuild Tevinter. He will need to demonstrate that no one in this world can stand against his magic. It will not be subtle.
We'll talk later.
Por cierto, ¿sabes que en la mesa de guerra no han mandado ninguna operación, no?
Ya voy. Voy a hablar con mi amorcito. Ya voy. Primero mi amorcito.
Marvelous business, the Winter Palace. You saved an empress, and now she's eating out of your hand. Perfect mental image. All this dancing, politics, and murder makes me a bit homesick.
Especial.
Oh, deberíamos de hacerlo más. También está muy bien.
¿Ves que me...
Personally, I'll remember our dance.
There could have been more corpses about. Although I suppose you might have tripped over them.
You're a grim young man, Dorian.
Nonsense. I simply enjoy the drama. I hope you tried the ham they were serving, by the way. Tasted of despair. It's fascinating.
Oh, lo deberíamos de hacerlo más.
I need to talk to you.
About how much you adore me, I assume? I hear that so often.
Let's do something interesting.
More interesting than wandering the countryside killing random strangers? Perish the thought. Come, we'll watch your soldiers bash each other with sticks while I critique their uniforms.
What's wrong with their uniforms?
Getting ahead of yourself, aren't you? I have a list. Let me find it.
Me gusta mucho.
Here is the request the leader of the
¿Que no tengo?
tradesmen made.
Bueno, es verdad que no salió por los mapas.
Oh,
You are a quick learner.
ah, no, está bien.
Uy, escena de Leliana. Leliana nunca está aquí.
So it's
Oh.
true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture,
Is becoming divine something you really want?
when Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Tiene algo la... No sé si no.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing. The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
Es verdad. Joder, no se quita. Una mejilla que está en el monitor. A ver, es que yo sé que esta dice algo de Morrigan. Uy, 12 guías.
A message from Divine Justinia.
¿Qué cojones?
That's a shock. Are you all right reading it?
Thank you for the concern, Inquisitor. But I am. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago, to be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
Do you know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
No way.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine. It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
I'll help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence.
¿Ya?
One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking
Pero
for
ya
it.
no, ¿no?
I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
Ah, vale. Voy a esperar entonces a... ¿Hablo con ella otra vez? Venga, la otra vez ya con ella.
Oh, que te vas a Balance.
So Varric knew where the
Oh.
champion was all along. That's the last time we sent Cassandra to interrogate.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Ah,
What do you know?
sabía,
more?
lo sabía, yo digo.
She's changed. She used to be so disagreeable, cruel. She said things just to hurt people. Now the sharp edges have worn away. Perhaps it was
Esto sí que me acordaba, este comentario.
so normal, like any other little boy, and so polite. Not that I was expecting anything else. I mean, never mind.
Me gustaría que se profundizara un poquillo más la relación de estas dos.
Know where I am.
Es como... Tía, estuvisteis ambas con el héroe de Ferelden, colega. Ambas estuvisteis con un héroe. ¿Sabes lo que te digo, no?
Venga, aculen directamente, ¿no?
Es por aquí, ¿no?
Sí.
Es que ambas estuvisteis con un héroe y... Me gustaría
O
como
heroína.
pequeña... O heroína, pequeña escena y pequeños comentarios. No solamente eso, sino más. ¿Qué te pasa, hijo?
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot
Ah.
in the winter.
¡Este salió traumatizado!
Gossip and backstabbing. I know what the game entails. But the indifference to it all.
I didn't care for it myself.
I shouldn't be surprised. The Chantry can be the same. Their politics are less extravagant, but just as heated. Celine and Gaspard rule a country. The Divine influences half a continent.
No way.
Is there anything I should know?
Sarah brought me a piece of cake. She thought I looked hungry,
Why are you telling me this?
because it was either an act of kindness or a trap. I was hoping you knew which.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
¿Conociste el héroe diferente? A ver qué te dice.
If you don't mind my asking, the hero of Ferelden was a circle mage. Did you know him?
I attended his harrowing, actually. He was a talented mage. Considering he brought an end to the Blight, that goes without saying.
You still regret the man you became after leaving Ferelden?
After the Ferelden Circle, I thought all mages were like the ones there. Knight Commander Meredith's methods were harsh, but they kept people safe.
Aquí te dice si eres tía y así una maga que se enamoró un poco de la ama del héroe de Ferelden.
You've said Meredith was unstable.
She was my Knight Commander. I had no reason to distrust her. She wasn't wrong about the Blood Mages in Kirkwall. Meredith encouraged my anger towards the mages. There was only so far I would go, and she knew that too. I was her second in command. She kept decisions from me, those I would question. I believed she was serving the city. I never thought to question her, not until it was too late.
You can't control everything. You stood up to her in the end.
If I hadn't, would I be like her now? I wanted mages locked away as much as she did. I trusted they were treated reasonably well, but I should have done more. I should have looked into it. It's not yet enough. The Inquisition is my chance to atone. I will see it through.
You've mentioned siblings. With everything that's happening, do you know if they're all right?
I've received word from my eldest sister. She was always good at tracking me down. South Reach has experienced the same chaos as everywhere else. My family is fine. Pray they remain so.
Your sister tracked you down. She didn't know where you were.
I let her know I was in Haven. She assumed I survived. It's not the first time. I may have neglected to tell her when I was transferred to Kirkwall.
Why?
I wasn't in a good state. I wanted only to leave. I received an angry letter about my disappearance 2 years later. For all her reprimands, it was a relief to hear from someone who knew me before the Blight.
La hermana de esta es toda una espía, ¿eh?
Do you think Templars should cease to exist?
No. I may have chosen to leave that life, but I respect those who remain. Magic ungoverned could tear the world apart. It's doing so now. Templars are trained and able to confront such dangers.
What would you suggest?
Some call the Circle a prison that can only breed resentment. Perhaps opportunities to work outside the Circle. A mixed military service or healers' clinics with Templar support. And there must be a safer way for Templars to leave. Templars can lose their memories to lyrium. Some call it a gift, to forget the failed harrowings, the demons. Some atrocities haunt me still. But to lose what good I can recall, I nearly lost my mind once. It is no gift.
I like the sound of that.
I'm not sure it's the answer, but something needs to change.
The Inquisition won't last forever. What will you do when this is over?
To be honest, I hadn't given it much thought until recently. I'm not used to having so many possibilities.
That's all I wanted to know.
Another time, then.
Y se pone muy cool.
Hable a Blackwall.
Pues está.
¿Qué cojones?
Tienes que terminar su misión, ¿no?
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company.
Qué silencio.
When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
I wasn't there. How should I know?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting. And I turned around, went inside.
Ha sonado mi respuesta un poco dura. No me esperaba que iba a responder yo así, pero bueno.
Or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
Vale. Es que no esperaba la respuesta tan seca mía, la verdad. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. No la molesta.
You said you were just a boy.
I was old enough to know the dog was suffering and that it was wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
When we first met, you were saving peasants from demons and outlaws. You're not a man who shuts his eyes. A little insane, maybe.
Of course you'd make light of it. You make saving the world look easy. The rest of us can only dream of matching what you've done. Don't you see? It's not just about what happened back then. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
¿Qué ha pasado aquí?
Your worship.
We'll talk later.
A ver qué le ocurrió a Toro.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
I hate politics.
You've got a crappy job then, boss. Pleasure as always, boss.
Está dando una operación, ¿no?
Ni idea.
Good work out there, boss. Those blighted nugs won't infect anything now. Shade, thanks for joining in on that escort for Lady Montilier.
Whatever.
She's great, right? Training hard, Inquisitor. You have the best people, and we're gonna help.
¡Hostia! ¿Ese tío no para darme operaciones?
Vengo para aquí.
¿Por qué está cerrado? ¿Qué demonio?
One for the Empress. For Gaspar. Brianna. The Duchess.
Creo que no le ha
And
gustado.
Coryphus. Right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a butt for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
I don't know. You want to stop a party, I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things, with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an empress.
What?
That, and Briala being an idiot. The whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
No está sencillo, ¿qué vas a ver?
Sí.
There was a lot more going on than a lover's spat.
I'm
Bueno,
sure.
da igual.
There was.
Because of the hole in the sky, plenty of idiots
No
around
le, ya sé que no le
before,
gusta
and there'll be
Briala, pero
plenty
bueno,
of
hemos
idiots
ganado
around
muchísimo con
after.
ella. ¿Qué más da?
Better save some arrows, yeah?
Me parece. Tampoco voy a estar midiendo mis palabras, tío, constantemente. Me da coraje eso. No pasa nada, no pasa nada.
Hey you have time? It's not a question, let's go. I've got something I want to do for you. Just come. You won't need your gear and stuff.
Sarah, explain?
Just come on, will you? I haven't wanted to do this with anyone for a long time.
A ver qué se le ocurre a la chiquilla.
We're eating on a roof.
They're horrible, right? And raisins, ugh. I friggin' still hate cookies.
Why am I sitting on a roof, eating awful baked goods?
I got caught stealing when I was little, yeah? You get alienage or worse for that.
Uy, no me ha gustado nada, tío, que me haya bajado. Pero es que tampoco quiero estar todo el rato midiendo las palabras con los personajes, tío.
It worked out.
Hostia.
Anyway, she gets a year sicker, so I ask her about cookies. Because mums make cookies. I can pass that down or something. Turns out, she couldn't cook. She missed that talk with her mum. The ones she made, she bought and pretended. Ah, right. Well, no, she was a bitch. She hid buying them by keeping me away from the baker. She did that by lying that he didn't like me, didn't like elves. She let me hate so she could protect her pride. I hated him so much, and I hated... Well, she died. And I hate pride. Pride cookies. But this Inquisition thing is working out, so I figured I could make some Inquisition cookies? Because then I could like them again. Oh, it's stupid.
I don't understand. This Lady Emerald was just trying to be good to you.
She hurt people.
It was just cookies.
It was not just cookies. Lie to herself, fair play, only hurts her. But she made me think there was something wrong with me. And the baker? I made his life shit. Why not? It seemed like he deserved it. I mean, if you don't give a child a cookie because of appearances, you're a monster. Stupid pride or noble. I know, I said it was stupid. That's why I want to get rid of it. I want to make better cookies.
You know what? That would be great.
See, I knew. Wait, really? Because it seemed friggin' daft every step to me. Suppose it's not really about them. I hate learning lessons. Makes my stomach hurt. Anyway, I'll throw this rubbish away. Next time will be better, yeah?
Sarah, anytime. Can we get off the roof now?
Oh, yes, please. Smells like bird and dank. This part, not a good idea. Thanks, yeah. Feels good, this.
Bueno, lo hemos recuperado. Que tío, no me gusta estar constantemente como midiendo las palabras. Si algo surge y sale mal, pues ya está, sale mal.
No va a abandonar la Inquisición, amor.
¿Especial?
¿Ves? Están un rato arriba.
¿Qué cojones?
Sky's pretty, even with that thing. It's got
No sabía yo esto.
sky.
¡Qué chulo!, ¿no?
Sí, y mira que no eres tú. Te llevas muy bien con ella, ¿eh?
I'd like to know more about you, now that you're comfortable.
Suppose. It's embarrassing enough now, may as well.
Anything more to say about where you came from, aside from hating cookies there?
Denerim, mostly. Before running into another Jenny. He was fun. Had weird friends, though. I think some of them were a lot more serious about being serious. Got some of them killed. I suppose they were like family. Better than Lady Emerald ever was. You know why? They didn't give two squirts about who or what you were. It was all what you did.
So where are the rest of them?
All over. Or they stopped to let new people go all over. Some get rich and stop playing so they can do good things with it. One or two don't. Eventually, someone asks for a favor against them. So don't get like that, you
¿Cuándo
hear?
viene? Sending.
¿Eso qué es? Ha sido enviado. No sé lo que es.
Pues eso envíamelo cuando recibas mensajes de ese estilo.
Vale.
Que es una cosa que he pedido por Amazon.
Denerim is a long way from Orlais. How'd you get there?
By Stinky Horse?
Sarah.
Denerim wasn't much fun after the Blight. Everyone trying to recover. You even feel bad for the nobles. But Val Royeaux, that's a fat city full of fat heads. They just don't know when to stop. You saw it. Orlais is rich and stupid. Ripe for the pickings.
So is that who showed you how to fight? Gave you your skills?
Nobody gave me anything except a chance. And maybe some lessons to start, but mostly just the chance. I took that and ran.
Do you remember your actual family at all? Your parents?
Well, there is the amulet I had as an orphan that has a missing piece. And look at your face. You believe me? No, still no parents. I remember an alienage with arseholes and hating that stupid tree. The one elves always have. Of all the things to pray at, they could at least pick one with apples.
It's nice to see this side of you. Did you trust me?
Don't you go blabbing around, yeah? Because I'll have a big, trusting foot up your pucker.
I think that after our rooftop chat, I get why you're not like other elves.
Well, don't. How about we dig into what you are? Or what you're supposed to be? Do you know all about elfiness? What it takes to keep our ears all perky? Because I'm just me, and I couldn't give a fig. All right?
Está bien, lo dejaré. Ella
Didn't mean to
no.
poke at a sore spot. Consider it dropped.
Well, good then. Because that's the way I am. This way. You do this with everyone. Because I hope I'm not the only one that squirms like this. Feels weird.
We'll talk later.
If you say so.
Me ha gustado. Aunque ha bajado.
No, pero
Porque, tío,
rápido.
si lo he recuperado. Pero no, habrá más cofres por ahí. Cada vez que abre un cofre, creo que te sube un poquito, creo, ¿no?
I didn't understand the grand ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
And that would have made everything much simpler.
The colors were pretty, though.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Este hace poco que ya hemos...
She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood pool on the floor.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
Ah, qué raro que no diga... How do you know?
Sí, porque ya es humano. No es espíritu.
Bueno. ¿Qué quiere esta? Porque no tengo ni idea.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
The fun never ends in Skyhold, does it?
The Inquisitor was hilarious. That's what they'll say one day. You watch. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
No sé si preguntar.
¿Qué sé?
If they'll pick non-priests, why am I not a candidate?
Because you're a man, first and foremost.
Es verdad, eso es verdad.
If they name you a candidate, they may as well join the Tevinter Imperium. Truly, though, I imagine it's because they're frightened of you. A weight such as yours would break the Sunburst throne and tear the Chantry to pieces. I just don't know why they believe Leliana or I would be any better.
Mira, yo creo que tú siendo mujer, esas preguntas no salen, ¿eh?
¿Le diría será la divina perfecta?
No sé.
Porque es que a quién le importa la capilla. Yo sé que a ella le importa. Y pues di que no. Yo la voy a alentar. Yo prefiero a Leliana, pero la voy a alentar. No pasa nada si dijo esto, ¿no? Y ese ya está elegido, ¿no? Voy a preguntarle.
I think you'd make an excellent
Es
divine.
que no sé cómo...
Truly? I never look good in hats.
Que te queda súper mono, chiquilla.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Uf.
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
Coño.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person.
Espero que no se peleen.
Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves.
¡Coño!
Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent.
¡Qué bonito!
We must be vigilant,
Cassandra como
but we
divina
must
a mí me
also
gusta
be
mucho.
compassionate to
¡Coño!
all peoples of Thedas, human or no.
Yo tenía las
That
tres y la que
is
más me ha
what I would
gustado ha
change.
sido Cassandra y la otra. Leliana la que menos me ha gustado.
No sé si puedo ayudarte a ser divina.
La ayudarías a ser divina.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then
A
thank
mí
you.
Cassandra como divina
I
también me
suppose
gusta.
I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Joder, me ha gustado mucho su visión, tío. Me ha gustado, pero
Ya te
mucho,
están
¿eh?
saliendo las operaciones.
Me ha encantado, tío. Su
Yes.
forma de...
So you're a candidate for Divine now.
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of
¿Qué quieres,
Thedas to
adivina?
seek the Sunburst throne.
I think you'd make an excellent choice.
Thank you. Let's hope the Chantry clerics agree.
Do you have any advice?
Joder, no me lo esperaba, tío.
It seems that
De verdad, no me lo esperaba, ¿eh?
Ella está en modo
That's
buscadora.
hardly surprising. Tevinter power is based on
Joder, no me lo
what those
esperaba,
vultures
tío. Qué
scavenged
bueno.
from the ancient elves. Whatever advantage he hopes to gain, we need to stop him at once.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Entrega lo de la clave Venator y toda esta gente.
Me ha encantado, tío, de verdad, ¿eh?
A mí las que más me gustan son Cassandra y la otra, no Leliana.
Esto, vamos a ver si nos acordamos dónde lo buscamos.
I hope it helps. Oh, Bells, it's you.
Canastos.
Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some
Una operación, imagino.
threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing. Goodbye, your worship.
Vuelve a la sala de guerra para confirmar el plan de ataque. Reúnete con Leliana en la capilla. La ha puesto como uno principal, ¿eh? No sé qué sigue apareciendo ahí. Porque no sé lo que es la interrogación. Maridín. Ah, esa es la que canta, ¿no?
La trovadora.
Vamos a hablarle, vamos a hablar, a ver lo que quiere. nada. No quieres nada. Vamos a hablar otra vez con el bigotín.
¿La mesa de guerra?
Mira, ¿ves? Esto antes aquí, ¿ves? Está esto aquí. Las de esto aquí había un montón de piedras. Este carro. Está... Hostia, bueno, antes de nada, vamos aquí para todo el mundo. Tengo 62 cosas. No creo que encuentre nada mejor. Aunque esta zona quita mucho menos. Y estoy empezando a encontrar algunas interesantes, pero... ¿Qué va? Es baja, ¿eh? Pero es que tengo una de 141. Es que baja mucho, tío. ¿Qué va?
Dársela sola.
¿Dónde está Blackwall?
Bueno, está Blackwall ya.
Ah, sí, del amor hermoso.
Te has quedado sin tanto.
Si no, pues ya lo equiparé. Ya lo equiparé. Me quedaré nada más con lo morado. Y si no, pues ya lo equiparé. Ah, turnos formales. Esto se vendía hasta, ¿no?
Sí. Luego te lo van a volver a dar cada vez que lo necesites.
Ya está, nada.
Deja que me está dando mimito.
¿Por qué tengo 24, tío? ¿El arma se la ha llevado? Porque yo me acuerdo que tenía arma y escudo buenísimo y creo que morado y aquí no están, ¿eh? Tengo 21, imagino que serán por estas cosas, pero que no sé qué tirar y qué no, tío.
Véndelo todo.
Sí, me lo vendo
Y
todo y
ya
ya está.
está. Y si no, lo vuelves a buscar y ya está. No te merece la pena.
Es que no, lo que no me merece la pena es tener que estar todo el rato volviendo, ¿sabes? Por tontería,
Ya
tío.
tienes un montón de influencias,
Sí, por eso
tío.
lo digo. Ya lo cogeré. Ah. Esto de artefacto perderá, ¿no? ¿Se puede volver a comprar o ya lo he perdido?
Sí, se puede.
We'll speak another time.
Es el medallón.
¿Medallón qué?
El verano. Es ribaíno. Ahí ese, los tres.
Certainly, Lord Inquisitor. Good fortune, Inquisitor.
There must be something here.
Ha sido mi amigo y una aspiración. Me he dado sabiduría para distinguir el bien del mal. Y lo que es más importante, el coraje para defender lo primero. Ha sido un honor servirte. ¿Qué cojones?
The spy master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
Go on. Liliana knows where he is, doesn't she? She knows everything.
She doesn't know everything, yet. Sister Liliana had us search the Warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Y está parada, ¿eh?
Tom Riddle aún anda suelto. Va al Roger. Pues tenemos que ir al Roger, ¿no? Yo creo que ya habla con todo el mundo. Yo creo que podemos ir. La vez de guerra tenemos que ir otra vez.
Pero si no has empezado ni una.
Tío, no me esperaba que hablara con ese amor y con esa dulzura y que está casada y que, ella lo espera. Increíble, tío, increíble. Y que se han separado porque tiene una misión importante.
Pero no porque se hayan separado por mal.
Increíble, de verdad, increíble. Ey, ¿esto?
Ah, mira.
De verdad, ha sido increíble, de verdad.
Me
No
encanta Morrigan como esposa.
¿Tú esta parte no la conocías?
Sí, cámara.
Otra está aquí, ¿no? ¿Y tú cómo la conocías? Esa
Porque me lo he
parte.
visto.
Ah, que te la has visto.
Yo no podía tenerlo, no ve que nunca he sido pareja de Morrigan. Pero digo, te va a gustar.
Pues es que no me acordaba para nada. Eso fue una cosa que yo hice cuando empecé. Hostia, qué curioso, está lloviendo. Un montón de gente, ¿eh?
Cyril Mornay, for your crimes against the Empire of Orlais. For the murders of General Vincent Callier, Lady Laurette Callier, their 4 children, and their retainers. You are sentenced to be hanged from the neck until dead. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Who's this man to Blackwall? A brother? A friend?
Poor bastard. So, where's food? Orlesians always stock these things.
Proceed.
Stop!
A Grey Warden.
This man is innocent of the crimes laid before him. Orders were given, and he followed them like any good soldier. He should not die for that mistake.
Then find me the man who gave the order.
Blackwall! No, I am not Blackwall. I never was Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead, and has been for years. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who I really am.
You, after all this time.
It's over. I'm done hiding. I gave the order. The crime is mine. I am Tom Rainier.
Qué fuerte. ¿Y ahora qué? Qué fuerte. Gente, esa es la historia. La chica aquí presente con nosotros se creía que Blackwall de verdad era un guardia gris, incluso después de haber visto esto. Y que no le afectaba lo de Corypheus. Por eso no sabía, él no sabía nada de cómo matar a un archidemonio. ¿No? De se le mate y ya está. Y me quedé yo, esto es raro. Y no le afectaba la llamada de Corypheus, porque no es un guardia gris. Es una persona normal. ¿Que habrá estado matando en género tenebroso? Sí. Pero no es un guardia gris.
Lo raro una cosa es que matando gente tenebrosa
y no se haya contaminado.
Es que eso es lo que a mí me resulta extraño, ¿vale?
Bueno, eso no lo explican nunca. Simplemente a lo mejor tuvo cuidado, ya está.
No lo sabía. Qué carita tiene. El inquisidor.
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded his death. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man.
Está bien la hora.
But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
¿Tú sabes qué responde aquí? Yo no tengo ni idea, ¿eh?
Me pondría lo de lo que has hecho es valiente. Yo sé lo que tienes que hacer
You saved that man.
para sacarlo de ahí.
That took courage. Courage? I killed innocent people. Destroyed Mornay's life and the lives of others like him. One moment of courage will not make up for that. Why are you here?
Depende de ti.
That depends on what you say.
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and I lied to my men about what they were doing. When it came to light, I ran. Those men, my men, paid for my treason while I was pretending to be a better man. This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
I know you're more than what you say. Have some faith in yourself.
Habla con Cullen.
No te preocupes que Cullen no está muy lejos.
I need to know about Blackwall.
¿Te imaginas que está ahí?
The real Blackwall.
Básicamente.
We met in a tavern when I was on the run. I was nothing, a waste of life. But he wanted to recruit me. We headed to Valchavan for the joining. But Blackwall insisted on making a stop along the way. An old ruin from one of the previous blights. He said it led to the deep roads. I was to go down alone, find a dark spawn, and fill a vial with its blood. When I returned, I found the warden ambushed by more of the creatures. He took a blow for me. He shouldn't have died. It should have been me.
Not saying I disagree, but Blackwall clearly thought you were worth saving.
No one should have died for me. He would have wanted me to carry on to Valchavan, I'm certain. But without Blackwall, there's no proof that I've been recruited. That I didn't kill him. I couldn't go to the Wardens. But I couldn't just walk away. So, Rainier died. And Blackwall lived.
Who were you before this mess?
I was a captain in the Orlesian army. Well regarded, respected. But it wasn't enough. One mistake. One mistake and everything I worked for fell apart.
The man on the gallows, Mornay.
No way.
Who was he?
My second in command. He was a good man. When I heard he'd been caught, I was resolved to stop his execution. Couldn't let another die for my mistake.
I need to know the details of what you did. Who you killed. Why?
I betrayed the Empire and assassinated a general, Ulf Gold. The man was General Vincent Callier. My employer was a Chevalier, Robert Chapuis. Sir Robert believed that Grand Duke Gaspard was the rightful ruler of Orlais and would eventually take the throne. He thought that by eliminating one of Celine's loyal supporters, he might endear himself to the true Emperor. I can't say if Robert's plan would have worked. I didn't care. There was good coin offered, and I took it. By the time Sir Robert's involvement was uncovered, I was long gone. Of course, the Grand Duke disavowed any knowledge of the act and publicly condemned it. Robert killed himself. Poison in his wine. Another victim of the great game.
You got your men to help you. What did you tell them?
They didn't know who they were attacking. I told them it was an important mission. They trusted me without question, just as your men trust you.
Our men follow me because they believe our cause is righteous.
They believe it because that's what you tell them.
My reports say that Callier was with his family. You had them all slaughtered.
I didn't know Callier would be traveling with his family. I assumed only soldiers, armed guards. My men had been told to eliminate everyone. They'd seen war. They thought they were defending their country. No one likes to think about that. But it's names that carry power in this world. Bloodlines. Heirs. No matter how leaders like Celine or Gaspard pretend the game is played, that's how real war is waged.
That shouldn't be how wars are fought. There's no need.
War is unfair, and the sky is blue. But you're right. There was no need for what I did.
There's another thing I'm still wondering.
Yes?
Nada.
That's all for now.
Yo no suelo hablar con él porque algunas veces puedes meter la pata si lo hacen mal.
Bueno, voy a guardar aparte y ya está, ¿no?
Habla con Cure.
No ve.
I have Liliana's report on Tom Rainier.
Give me the overview.
Looks like our friend was once a
Overview.
respected captain in the Imperial Orlesian army. Before the Civil War, he was turned, persuaded to assassinate one of Celene's biggest supporters. He led a group of fiercely loyal men on this mission and told them nothing
Justamente
of
lo que
it.
nos has contado.
His men took the fall for him. A few lucky ones, like Mornay, managed to escape.
This is helpful, or at least educational.
Don't blame yourself. We all made this mistake. What do we do now?
No importa.
Blackwall... Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
If it were up to you, what would happen?
What he did to the men under his command was unacceptable. He betrayed their trust, betrayed ours. I despise him for it. And yet he fought as a warden, joined the Inquisition, gave his blood for our cause. And the moment he shakes off his past, he turns around and owns up to it. Why?
La gente cambia.
He wanted to change.
Yo aquí siempre me peleo con
To
el
prove
con
that he'd
mi
really
marido.
left his past behind, he had to face up to it.
Saving Mornay the way he did took courage, I'll give him that. But I can't tell you what to do.
Quiere que lo saque.
Have Rainier released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our options back at Skyhold.
¿Opcional?
Claro, tú puedes dejarlo que se pudra.
¿Pero me voy o hablo
Sí,
con los
vete,
guardias?
vete. Ya no tienes nada que hacer ahí. Ahora tienes que mandar a alguien para sacarlo. Es la única manera de salvarlo.
A ver si nos da tiempo. Salutation. Mira, aquí hay una tienda nueva, ¿eh? Esta antes no estaba. Era... esta, ¿no? Sí, tiene bastante nivel. Pero no tiene pergamino. ¿Qué es?
Now open in Valroyo, the wares of my kin imported from as far as the Hunter.
Volvamos a la mesa de guerra, que nos digan lo que sea. Y ya hemos hablado casi con todo el mundo, excepto con mi amiga. Que también vamos a hablar con la amiga que nos dirá algo. Sí, por lo que se llaman los padres de Cristina, pues ya se lo resumirá a Cristina. Pero lo suyo es terminar. Hoy ha sido menos tiempo que normalmente, 1h30. Pero bueno, al menos para quitarnos todo esto. Teníamos que hacer Leliana, tenemos que hacer Barrick la siguiente vez. Al menos para quitarnos todo esto de encima. Barry a lo mejor nos dirá algo nuevo. Con esta también tengo que hablar. ¡Quita al menos esa piedra, por favor!
Que la van a quitar mal.
¿No hay nada? Ah, mira, también está Morrigan.
En Barroyo tendrá que salir.
Hasta liberación de Reine, una alternativa. Apoyar a Cassandra.
It was interesting to see how much
Liliana
has
tiene que
changed in
hacerlo.
Halam Sharal, and so little.
Madame Méprise is a
Pues ya está.
fixture. The sun will grow cold
3
before
minutitos.
she retires.
Bueno, pues tienes que esperar un poco.
Más de una nueva, ¿no?
Sí,
¿Cuál?
algo de las Jenny.
Aquí había uno, pero ya no está.
Ah, el acuerdo de las armas.
No veo ninguno verde.
Como ninguno verde.
Coño, para la nueva zona.
Pues tendrás que ir tú a
¿A dónde?
las llanuras exaltadas que las tienes completas.
Ah, que es directamente las llanuras exaltadas.
Sí.
¿Y dónde tenemos que irnos nosotros?
Llanuras exaltadas.
¿Sí? ¿Eso era nuestro siguiente?
El siguiente tiene que ir llanuras exaltadas.
Joder, pero es que no quiero avanzar mucho en la historia. Pero después habrá otro, ¿no?
Sí,
Ah,
tiene
vale,
que
vale.
salir.
Seguro que es llanura exaltada.
Mira,
Exacto.
abajo hay uno. ¿Lo ves?
Ah, es este, ¿no?
Necesitas 40.
La Inquisición ahora una fuerza notable. Reúne a los soldados de avanzar. Este es lo que ha traído el orgullo. Corifio, es decir, una cosa es la llanura exaltada y otro es modo historia. Vale, vale, vale.
Porque no tienes poder.
Joder, más o menos. Aquí hay de todo, ¿eh? Alianza, esto va a hacer Josephine seguro. Deberíamos acabar con el buen nombre de dos Rosedíes. Su camino del conflicto, que es el conflicto honorable. Con palabras cuidadosas quedará imponente. No puedo decir que va a ser popular, pero no sería raro para un socio pedir semejante concesión. Así son las normas de la nobleza. No entiendo.
Las formas, no las normas.
No puedo decir que va a ser popular, pero no sería raro para un socio pedir semejante concesión. Es que no sé si poner a esta, tío, a Josephine en este caso, ¿sabes? Josephine siempre para alianza lo prefiero, la verdad.
Venga.
No sé muy bien, pero bueno, me parece bien. Es
A
que...
ver a dónde mandas a... Ah, bueno, Kulen podría ir muy bien ahí, ¿no?
Correcto. El ejército imperial ayudará a la fuerza de la Inquisición contra Corifio, pero también debe ocuparse de los problemas domésticos. Debido a debilidad del velo, vale. El tuto con el ejército necesita ayuda de todo un destacamento de soldados. Mi gente pueden explorar los caminos, los mercaderes, no me interesa. Es una oportunidad para fortalecer nuestra alianza y demostrar su semejante. Una empresa común también mejorar nuestro entendimiento de la estructura. Me encanta Kulen. Joder, todo lo que hay, tío. Y este mapa parece que nunca se acaba, tío. Equipar al grupo, duro en harta ciudad. Joder, hay un montón. Bueno, casi siempre recursos, pero mira, la conexión de Keyword, Jenny la Roja, declaraciones. Toma aquí, es que no se acaban, tío.
Qué mona es Morrigan.
Bueno. Pues no me esperaba lo de... Vamos a hablar con esta chica de mientras. Será la prueba por la cara. Pues ya está, ya hemos recuperado, ya estoy más tranquilo. Pero es que esta está motivada.
Claro, a ella le gusta.
¿Esa es Leliana? Vamos rápido, venga.
But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
You'd think the game's greatest players would spot a murderer in their midst.
As I said, insularity. Familiar rivals become the only ones worth sparring with. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
I kept dreading I'd drop the wrong spoon or step on a general's foot.
Well done. Feuds that spanned ages have sparked
Para la
overlords.
perra.
Really?
Inquisitor never underestimates the enmity of those for whom outrage is a sport.
Venga, vamos rápido. Es que tampoco quiero hacer rápido de Blackwall, pero es que tampoco quiero de para el siguiente capítulo.
Pues tienes que hacer los juicios.
¿Por qué quiere que te diga? Hay que hacerlo. No quiero dejarlo para el siguiente capítulo. Lo dejamos siquiera aquí, pero...
Sí, y luego hacer los juicios.
No. Me refiero a que... Vale. Pues enséñame lo de los juicios. Siempre lo de la Jenny es mejor...
el colegio de magos de Diana.
¿Qué eso qué era?
Que se van a llevar arriba al colegio de magos. Ahí.
Vale, no me gustaba esta. Esto, debemos enviar a la gente para que evacúen y que los evacuados vayan al fuego de esta con sus artefactos. Esto me gusta. Y encima 6 horas, me gusta mucho. Vamos a ver lo de los juicios rápidamente. Juzga a Reiner. No sé si se pondrá Reiner o tendremos que juzgar a todo lo que tenemos delante.
Yo creo que tendremos que jugar.
Si ya a tus padres, dile que espere 5 minutos, que tampoco es tanto. Si quieres quedarte para ver la escena, claro. Algunas veces llegan a las 40, pero otras veces llegan en punto. He guardado aparte, ¿eh?
Ah, mira.
Lo tienes, ¿no?
Formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall.
Justamente en punto.
His crimes... Well, you are aware of his crimes. The decision of what to do with him is yours.
Perdón, gente, ha habido un pequeño corte, ¿vale? Es que ya sabéis, han venido los padres de Cristina, pero han tenido que subir a la casa y tal. Ya Cristina no está con nosotros, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Vamos a terminar el juicio por nosotros mismos, ¿vale? Y después que ya lo vea. Es lo que hay. Hemos empezado un poquillo tarde y tenemos la hora un poco ajustada. Lógicamente, estos dos son un poco brutos, de mi punto de vista, ¿vale? Así que voy a decirte, odio verte así.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. Using your ties to the underworld to free me. You're a criminal, same as me.
Eso es por utilizar a Eliana. Eso es por haber utilizado a Eliana. Creo que podía haber utilizado de otra manera a Josephine, creo. No sé por qué, pero creo que no estaba la oportunidad. O creo que no estaba la Eliana. Pero creo que también estaba Josephine, ¿eh? Creo que también estaba Josephine. Y creo que... Yo qué sé. Creo que Josephine le gusta más, ¿eh? Josephine le gusta más, pero bueno.
I wish there'd been another way, but my options were limited.
You could have left me there.
Ah, vale, es que no le gusta.
I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
Eres mío. Tu mentira prosigue, eso no me gusta. Los guardias decidirán. Y creo que eso le gusta a Blackwall, ¿vale? En plan, una vez que termine, que sea juzgado por los guardias. O este. O liberarlo y a ver qué hace. Me gustan los dos. Lógicamente me gustan bastante los dos, ¿eh? Me gustan bastante, pero bastante los dos. Entregar reina a los guardias cuando todo esto acabe. Puede ser bueno o puede ser malo, tío. Es que no me fío de los guardias. Que vaya que me lo maten, tío. La verdad que el personaje me gusta mucho. Ahora mismo tiene rencor y tal, porque claro, se acuerda de su pasado. Creo que voy a liberarlo, tío. Es que no me fío de los guardias, tío. Y ya que me dan una tercera opción, porque puede ser, eres mío, tu mentira prosigue, porque si no lo fueras, dejas la cárcel. O los guardias decidirán. Si tuvieran estas dos opciones, pues más que vivir en la mentira y obligarlo, prefiero entregarlo a los guardias. Pero en este caso... le doy la libertad. Creo que, como ha dicho Cullen, ha hecho bastante, tío. Ha enmendado bastantes cosas, la verdad. Ha enmendado bastante. Creo que también le gusta lo de los guardias decidirán. Pero, tío, ¿y si lo matan? ¿Lo dejamos para los guardias, tío? ¿Lo dejamos para los guardias? Después de esto tienes que elegir otra cosa. Que es que si no, no le gusta. Después de esto tienes que elegir otra opción más. O libertad, tío. Tengo bastante poder como para eso, tío. Es que no lo sé. Que lo juzguen los guardias. Es que es verdad que no me corresponde a mí juzgar, tío. ¿Yo quién soy para esto? ¿Vale? Que primero acabe la Inquisición y después que los propios guardias los juzguen. Me gusta que los guardias los juzguen. Me ha gustado, tío. Yo creo que es lo correcto. Pero es que, claro, él no mató tampoco a los guardias. Pero claro, se hizo pasar por uno... Que decida el destino. Que decida el destino. Voy a entregarlo a los guardias.
Blackwall intended you join the Wardens. I will let them decide your fate.
Me gusta, me gusta.
But only when Corypheus is dead. For now, Tom Rainier, the Inquisition needs you.
As you command.
Hacerse guardia no es piedad. Si mueres, pues muy bien. Creo que es este. Es una ocasión para enmendarse. Creo, creo. Si no, pues cargaría. Pero creo, porque si no, le desagrada mucho, ¿eh? Le desagrada mucho. Creo que es este.
Blackwall gave you the chance to atone through action, not merely punishment. I find I can do no less.
I am grateful for this, Inquisitor. And I will serve for as long as I can.
Me ha gustado, tío. Me ha gustado las palabras que ha utilizado. Y me ha gustado... Pero no pone nada, si lo aprueba o no lo aprueba, la verdad. Y aparte dice que está agradecido. Vuelve a la sala del consejo para confirmar el plan de ataque. Pero no me ha dicho nada. No ha puesto nada, pero yo estoy seguro que habrá dicho que le ha gustado, tío. Las consecuencias de la mentira de Blackwall. Creo que le ha gustado. Creo que podemos quedarnos con esta. Porque la otra es como que no hay perdón, ¿sabes lo que te digo? No hay perdón, no hay... no es algo bueno un guardia, cuando a él le gusta hacer un guardia. Y lo último, yo creo que está bien. Ha sido cortito y está bien. Pues ya está, gente. No me esperaba que tuviera un corte en un capítulo tan corto, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Uno nunca sabe cuándo... Hemos hablado con todo el mundo. Tenemos que hablar con Vivienne, ¿vale? Que está por aquí. Creo que hemos hablado ya con todo el mundo, ¿verdad? Sí. Con esta tenemos que hablar un poquillo más. Y tenemos que volver a hablar con Blackwall, ¿vale? Y todo lo que dijimos de las nuevas operaciones, que tenemos de todo. Y ya de por sí que tenemos que ir a la llanura exaltadas, ¿vale? Que es nuestro siguiente punto. Pero bueno, menos avanza un poquillo, coño. Menos es nada y al menos una orilla. No olvidéis dejar vuestra marca como guerrero. Recordad siempre darle a suscribirse y a me gusta. Y siempre en las descripciones de los vídeos está el enlace para Discord. Y nos vemos en la siguiente aventura. Adiós.